Well, I'm still in the garden, but at least with the signs that more people are going back to work, I've now put on my tie, so I'm making these early steps towards normality. Last few weeks I've been talking to you about the important challenges the government has got in terms of restoring the economy and boosting growth. And we talked about the issues around JobKeeper, JobSeeker, and of course the October budget, where all of the strategies there need to be focused upon boosting the economy. But there's another big issue that the government needs to pay considerable attention to, and that is population growth, particularly driven by net migration. So if we look at the numbers for 2019, population growth in Australia was 1.4%. About 0.6 of that is natural, and the remainder, 0.8%, is coming from net migration. Net migration in the year to June 2019 was 230,000 people, 530,000 inbound and 300,000 outbound. The reason why population growth is so important to an economy is that when we think about the potential for the economy, it is always driven by population growth plus productivity. So for Australia, we tend to think of potential growth around 2.5 to 2 3/4, productivity around 1%, natural growth around 0.6%, and the remainder being driven by that key net migration. The Prime Minister, when talking about the issues around the closure of foreign borders, has speculated that net migration will fall by 85% in 2021 relative to the 2018-19 levels. That's very disturbing, particularly if the 85% really only refers to people coming into the country and not necessarily 85% reduction leaving the country. Potentially that could mean that the Australian population with regard to migration could actually fall over the year. So these are big challenges. What is made up of the migration? Where is the migration coming from? Well, interestingly, 80% of net migration is for people with temporary visas and only 20% for people with permanent visas. Those temporary visas are provided to foreign students, people on working holidays, temporary workers, and those tourists that require visas. But of all our net migration, the 230,000 net migration, 112,000 of that has been foreign students. So 50% of our net migration is being driven by foreign students. This just emphasises how important they are to our population growth and therefore to our overall potential growth. If we think about the states, New South Wales population growth in 2000 was 1.3% in 2019. Without migration, it would have been 0.3%. Victoria, 2%. Without migration, it would have been 0.8%. And even Queensland, which has much less reliance upon foreign students, population growth would have been 1.1% rather than the 1.7%. So it is critical that we find ways to maintain our population growth. And while the restraints that are represented by our health challenges must be respected, it's my view that the government needs to work with the universities who are already looking at novel policies to encourage foreign students. We need to work with those universities to try and ensure that we can hold up a fair proportion of this foreign student intake. We need to also accept the fact that foreign students are an export industry. They're not part of the population debate. They're not part of the big Australia debate. They're an export industry, and export industries can go away. So if we don't give attention to that industry over the next couple of years, these students may find other places to go, and we may find it very difficult to restore that key part of our population growth, and we may therefore be doomed to a long period of low population growth, which will weigh on our potential growth and weigh on our overall prosperity opportunities.